Hi everybody, welcome back, and if this is your first time, welcome. My name's Max Haddad, and today we're going to talk about how what goes up must come down. Now, I told you the other week that I had some huge successes. I hadn't done stand-up in like 4 years, and there was a prison sentence in between doing stand-up and the other night, but I performed again. It was great, had a wonderful time. The channel has been growing, which thank you, everybody. Seriously, I'm so proud of what we're doing. But it was really a wonderful week. And I consider myself a happy person, but I was happier than I normally am. I was so excited, feeling really good about everything. The diet, having lost like 10 pounds, just, and it's spring, like the sun is shining, not today, but that works well for this video. But everything's going great. I'm on my way home from the show. I realize, I really like pecan pie. And I've been working hard lately. I've been doing the diet. I've been busting out some videos, telling some jokes on a stage. You can have a little pecan pie. So I went to the store. I was going to get a, pecan pie from the bakery at the grocery store, but those are gross. So I went to see if they had one that I could bake. And the freezer aisle, it's not a freezer aisle, it's a frozen food aisle. They're not selling freezers. And I got whatever, I can't remember the brand, because this is not an ad, so it doesn't matter. In fact, it's the opposite. No, it's not. It was wonderful. I went home and I baked it, and it was great. It was the best pecan pie I'd ever had. And so, notice the words in that sentence. It wasn't some of the best pie I'd ever had. It was the best pie I'd ever had. And I had the pie. I had the whole pie. I ate the whole pie. I ate the whole pecan pie. And otherwise, that day I had eaten well, but I ate the whole pie. And I woke up and I felt like I had eaten a whole pie the night before. And that's because I had done that. And the next day, feeling very bloated, but on top of, like, hey, that was a celebration in a way. You're rewarding yourself. So today we're going to get back on track with the diet. You've been through worse things than having a pie and then the next day not getting to have a pie. Okay. Prison sentence. You're sober now. Jail multiple times. Come on. You can handle it. Turns out I couldn't handle it. And that night, I had another whole pecan pie. Same brand. It was on sale. That's not why, though. If it had been whatever the opposite of a sale is, if they had marked it up, now 100% more expensive, I would have gotten the same pie. It was so good. But in addition to the pie, before that, I had some amalgamation of terrible food for me. Some dinner. And this is the part that bothers me the most. It's not falling off the low-calorie wagon and having to get back on. It's that I knew what was happening. And the truth is, I knew what would happen the night of the show, the night I decided to celebrate with some sweet stuff, some sugar. And I knew because it's happened many, many times. Every time I try to diet, I do well. And because I'm doing well, I reward myself. And then I'm off the diet. So what's weird is that with sobriety, I have never done that. There are some people who have gotten sober. Many people, I've talked to them. They've told me this. They got sober and then they get like a year sober total consecutively. And so they reward themselves with like beer. And that to me was always like, what? How did you figure that one? Like, duh, like that's a relapse. You're giving away your time sober. And I fell for the same brain trick with food and have done it many times. And I have to say I'm a little embarrassed, and not because I messed up. I mess up often and badly still sometimes, just not criminally. And I have to get back on the diet. I mean, like I have since then, I am now, but because I posted a video yesterday saying I failed to keep track of the challenge that I told you guys I would do. And now I'm posting this, and they're part of me, maybe it's the old ego, thanks Freud, is telling me, like, don't tell them how things are good, but you're making mistakes, because then they'll respect you less. So I know that that's probably not true, but I think sharing the full experience of what it is like to mess up, even though things are going well, is valuable. But I think the biggest lesson here is bad things are not the sole cause of taking steps backwards. They're not. In fact, for myself, and I suspect many others, things going well, even extraordinarily well, can be the catalyst for a mistake, a slip, whatever. I mean, things going well in my sobriety. I said I never celebrated a sobriety anniversary with drugs, but I have definitely celebrated success in sobriety by convincing myself I deserve to get high, and that logic is like gone now, but apparently I'm still capable of doing it with food. And I'm not in low spirits right now, and I really wasn't yesterday or the day before or the day before, but I almost feel like I'm coming to, like, after it happened, like in the moment as I was eating too much, I knew that I was eating too much. And I knew that the reason I didn't want to do that was not because sugar is the devil or I want to get a six-pack, but it's because eating too much physically feels bad. You feel gross. You feel bloated. And I'm not saying fat is bad. I'm saying you just don't, it doesn't feel good. It's like all that food that you're eating, it's like it weighs twice as much in your body. And I ate like 30 pounds of pie. So I felt 60 pounds heavier, and I just was tired and felt fatigued, and, Nolly wanted to play, and I was like, I don't want to play. I got a pie belly. So, I knew what I was doing. Yet today, here I am with a clear head and like, duh, So I'm not mad at myself. And for those of you out there who are working on your body, working on the way that food, what the fuck am I saying? For those of you out there who are working on their body and are working on the way that they interact with food, the role that food plays in their life, thank you, English language. I hope that when you make mistakes or you screw up in the same way that you've screwed up before, you don't jump to, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? Because me doing that the other day had nothing to do with me being stupid. Me being stupid is a totally separate issue. No, but like, the reason I did it was because I was happy. And I deserve to be happy. And I just need to be careful that when I'm happy, I don't let my guard down, because just because I'm happy doesn't mean I'm not susceptible to the same vices. I am. So if you're out there and you're having a hard time with your eating or anything habitual, and you feel like it's because you're stupid, or why can't you just figure it out? Like, you know this already. Why are you doing this to yourself? It's because it's fucking hard. It's hard. And it's confusing, because our brain is the thing that convinces us to, our brain is the thing that convinces our brain to eat the food. And it's also the thing that we have to use to get us not to eat in a way that we don't want to. Guys, it's not easy. And it's very confusing sometimes. There's a crow outside. Jesus Christ. I've never heard a bird like that outside my window. Shut up! I'm making a video! And, it's easy to trick yourself. You might not even be able to hear that bird, so I'm just going to look like a crazy person. There's a bird. If you don't believe me, then maybe you are stupid. No, don't. So I I don't want you to think that, well, two things. I don't want you to think that I'm going to give up because I managed to trick myself again. I will trick myself in the future. And that's not an excuse for me to write myself off as incapable. I made that video the other day. Persistence is the key to being successful at anything. That has been my experience. And I know that with food, I used to be so much worse than I am now. So much worse. And the only reason that I had 2 pies instead of a pie every day for 6 months, seriously, I'm being literal when I say that, is because of me being persistent. And when I fall off the wagon, I get back on. And the other thing that I don't want you to think is that you're weak if you mess up, because you're not. You can only mess up if you are trying to do the right thing. If you're not trying to do the right thing, you're not going to mess up because you're putting in no effort and moving in a better direction for yourself. And if you are putting in effort, moving in a better direction for yourself, you will mess up. You will make mistakes. It is not a what if, and I hope I don't. It's a definitely, you're going to. And what are you going to do when you do make those mistakes? So the mistake is only an indicator of potential growth. And it only happens if you are trying to move in the right direction. Otherwise, you're risking nothing. If I just said, I'm just going to do whatever, I'm not going to think about what I eat, I'll just shovel it in, even though it makes me feel bad, then I would never have to have this conversation with you or myself. Because there would be no, I shouldn't have had that pie. You know what I'm saying? About the pie? So be easy on yourselves. In whatever habit you're trying to create or habit you're trying to break, mistakes will be made. And it's only what you do after those mistakes that are made that define you, not the mistakes themselves. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.